In today's video, I'm going to talk about Revenant, which covers tips and tricks on how to improve your gameplay. This is for beginner users or even people at the expert level. But again, this is to help you guys kind of better perform with this character. My name is Josh. I create Apex videos. And if you guys are a subscriber, thank you guys for coming back and supporting. If you guys aren't, consider subscribing. I make videos based on Apex, drive a lot of content and value. So if you guys like it, please subscribe, like, comment below, and let me know what you guys think. And now, let's get to this video. Alright guys, so let's get to it. Let's talk about Revenant, some tips and tricks on how to improve your gameplay. Use these tactics to better improve it, become an asset, then a liability, and outperform your opponents with this character. Before I do want to say I'm going to start using some visuals. And what I mean by that is actually me drawing on the screen. So I'm actually going to be doing a lot of cool things as I keep producing more videos. But let me know in the comments below if you guys actually like this or not. And if it's actually helpful for you guys. I feel like, you know, using videos that have visuals kind of conveys the message a lot better than just me saying it verbally. So without further ado, let's get to the video and let's talk about it. So Revenant, as you guys already know, he has 3 abilities. One ability is his passive, which allows him to crouch, move very quickly, which is cool when you're med kitting up, shielding up. You're trying to move an opponent, you're very quiet, which is stealthy. The other thing about his passive too is that he can actually climb up walls higher than legends. You know, let's say, let me depict something on the screen. Let's say, you know, you're climbing up a wall. Say this is the wall. And most of the legends can climb up halfway. Just an example, give you guys an idea. Revenant can do pretty much 50% more than other legend. So when you're trying to climb up a building like this guy here that I have inside, and I'm outside trying to climb up to the top, Revenant can do it all in one shot. Whereas most legends go probably 50%, 75%, and don't reach to the top. So just know Revenant's pretty cool when you're trying to flank opponents, go inside of a building without using the ordinary entrances, like obviously the front door, stairway, and all that stuff. So just know you have that to your advantage. The second ability is his tactical, which he actually has 2. On this bottom screen here, he has 2 silencers when before he only had 1. This is pretty awesome because it makes him useful, very impactful in gameplay if you know how to use it properly. And these silencers last 20 seconds, which is a huge annoyance, especially when you're a character that gets hit with it. I like this buff. They're making him very useful in gameplay. And then the last one is ultimate death totem. This one is pretty awesome because they did buff it, which allows you and your teammates to come back with 50%. So let's say you guys are at 100%. When you guys take damage and your death totem time obviously expires, like when you get all your damage taken, you come back with 50%. Before you used to come back with 10. Let's say I'm a teammate Revenant, I'm at 40% health. Well, I'll come back with 40% health. So if it's anything above 50%, then you come back 50. Anything below, you come back with that same percentage you were before, which is pretty awesome. And it makes it easier for you to get back into action, which I love about Revenant. So let me clear this screen and let's keep going. All right, so I'm going to keep going. All right, so in this gameplay, you guys will see my gameplay, my movements, what I do with Revenant, how to improve, and situations. So right now it's very intense. And we just saw Wraith. Now let me go back and do this again real quick. I hit her. So one of the cool things you do with Revenant is that you hit them with the silencer. It deals damage. Most of the time it's about 10. So if you do it twice, then it's 20. I like it because one, it stopped her from doing any of her abilities that she has, and it dealt damage while I whip out my gun. You can actually hold the silencer with your gun out and shoot at the same time as you throw it. So it's pretty cool as using it as a dual combo with your weapon. So keep that in mind when you're fighting opponents. You know, hold that tactical out so you can throw it while you're ready to aim and shoot. Here, there's a bloodhound. I actually miss here. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm trying to shoot a hoop or bust a Kobe. But here you get to see how I actually miss. But no worries. No worries. Don't feel alarmed. As he knows, he's focused on my teammates below. I just came up unorthodox into this building. He's not aware of it, but look what happens. Done. Taken out. So again, we're trying to defeat the enemy. And now we got 2 kills. Now we got another individual downstairs, outside. Pop. I didn't do anything there. My teammate did, but I got that. I think I kind of helped, you know. Helping the teammates get up and get back into work. So, some cool things about Revenant. Obviously, with his new buff, he's very useful. I like the fact that they gave him 2 silencers when before it was just 1, because now you get to plan your attacks, how you're going to approach the situation. The other thing too is that I like the fact that his death totem, you come back with 50%. Before it was a huge downer that you would use it and then you come back with 10%. Someone needs to just shoot you once and you're pretty much knocked. Whereas with this buff, I can pretty much use the death totem, deal damage, you know, get back to my death totem 50%, go back quickly to down the enemy without me even trying to use my med kits, which I know for a fact if I have my shield up fully, 50% health, I'm still going to win the situation if I have dealt enough damage, or my teammates as well. So that's what I like about him. Before I found him very not useful because 1, I didn't use him a lot, but now he's like a edge of your seat type of player. I need to use Octane a lot more, but I like his quickness. I like his speed. He's very aggressive. This guy has no passiveness to him or defensive layer. Like this guy is like you go right in the grill, start shooting and go after the enemies, which I really like. And in this gameplay, you're going to see what happens. So obviously, you know, your tacticals, be well aware of what you have available and make sure you know how to throw it, but over time you get good with it. So again, I'm just looking around. I feel like right now at the beginning is very quiet, but we're doing okay. The other thing that I like about Revenant 2 is obviously his passive abilities, his ability to climb up walls. That makes it very useful when you're trying to enter a building from a different angle, or even if you guys are in Kings Canyon climbing up those mountains to preserve space, have a hideout, shield up, it's also very useful. So again, you see how I'm sticking the ability out and making myself useful. So you're seeing right now, I'm going to go back. Sorry, I have to do this. You're seeing I'm sticking it out, holding it while I have my gun out. You can have both at the same time, which is very useful. As you chuck that guy out, as you chuck that, you can start shooting your target and go for it. Just do it simultaneously, which is very useful. Before I thought you're going to do one or the other. It's like you're dual wielding 2 weapons at once, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so you know, obviously we're looking, we hear some enemies and we're about to do some damage. I honestly thought at the initial start when they brought out Revenant, he was way overhyped. I gave him probably a week or so to get useful with him, and I just didn't like him, but now I do. Bloodhound got knocked. Pretty quick kill. Easy peasy. Again, you're just trying to like look for the best loot that you have. Make improvements as needed. Let your teammates know if there's any other pieces of loot. You know, work together as always. Now we have about 3 kills. We got 2 watchers. I think one of them is our teammate. But again, make sure you get everything that you need to be successful in this matchup. One cool tip that I'll tell you guys too, if you guys don't mind, is All right, let me go back. All right, you guys see this door right here? So let's say this door was closed, right? Let's say it was closed. And there was teams coming in from this door. One cool tactic, you could treat it like a Watson or a caustic tactic, is you can actually use your tactical, launch it at the door, let it blow up, and let it cover the area. This is very useful when people are trying to push in or you're trying to revive your teammate. I do that all the time when I know there's another enemy at the other side. Have the door closed, chuck it out so they can't come in, because obviously they're going to get damage dealt and then they're going to go through the silence mode, which is no bueno. But that's one cool tactic that I wanted to mention with Revenant. So it's pretty awesome. Let me go back. Let me speed it up. So right now we're moving up. We're moving around in this matchup, trying to find an enemy squad as we go. And Revenant is pretty quick in terms of usage of using the player. He can be an asset or a liability depending on how you play him. I totally recommend people getting good with Legends first. I would say get good with Wraith, then you can have a good handle, because Revenant doesn't have an ability to like escape. If you really want to get used to playing and you're kind of new at this, obviously play with the fundamental characters. I would say a Gibby, Wraith, Bangalore, and Pathfinder. Those would suit you first. Get a gist of a playing style, and once you're pretty good at going against people one-on-one, you'll be fine. You don't need to be like a person that could take two-on-twos or like a three-man team on your own. As long as you can hold your own on a one-on-one, and let's say 50% of the time you can win the matchup, you'll be fine with Revenant. If you can't practice, and then jump into Revenant, because Revenant could be an annoying player, could be a frustrating player, especially when you're playing in public matches or even competitive play, which he's not very useful in competitive play unless you're really, really good with him. So again, my team, my squad is pretty good. They're also pretty stacked. I'm fortunate to play with some good randoms. That's always much appreciated, because this game is very hard to win on your own, or even 2 versus 3. This is a trio type of gameplay, so you got to make sure your team sticks with you. Right now we're just having fun, trying to have a little punch out, and Octane's just doing a little workout in there. But yeah, just get practice, and then once you do, when you play Revenant, get some games under your belt. It's going to be frustrating at times, I kid you not. But again, know that not even pro players, like everyone that's really good, they don't win all the games. You just see what they want to show you. Unless you're watching a stream, then you get to see the good and bad. But just know, like, you're going to get those good games. Don't sweat it. Just keep practicing. As you put more time under the belt, you'll get better. It's with anything. If you were able to play this game all day, 7 days a week, trust me, your experience, your gameplay will be immensely better than when you picked it up the first day. So just know, with practice, you'll get there. So right now we're moving. I'm going to actually try to fast forward to get to the meat and potatoes, and let me see where I can find some action. So give me 1 second. Right now we're moving. So we keep moving. We're still moving in this matchup. And I think right here we do find a team, a squad. Yeah, a squad is in this building here. They're actually, give me 1 second. Let me go 10 seconds in here. Here we go. So this team, one of the things, especially when you're, obviously in matchups like this, the enemy squad is, they're right here. I think the other one is over here, but they're inside on the back side of the building. So look at the ring that we're at right now. If you look at the ring, we're in ring. So there's nothing pressing on us, but we want to make sure we get a good angle in terms of taking the team out, because there could be another third-party team somewhere here, but we know that the team that we're looking for is right here where Max is at in the circle. So what we're trying to do is kind of get a good angle before you go into action, because you don't want to put yourself up and make sure you get in the shootout, you lose the match, and all this progress that you made goes to waste. So right now we're trying to find the best way to approach the situation as we're trying to scout this whole thing out. And keep in mind, I have the flat line and the alternator. These two weapons are boss. I know I've made another video regarding the R301. I still say that's my favorite. But this combination in this video, whoa, man, you're going to see it does wonders. So now, I dropped my death totem. One of the things you always want to do when you do the death totem, always, and I mean always, sorry, let me go back because I'm just having issues here. Here we go. When you do the death totem, make sure you ping it for your teammates. Don't just drop it and just be like, hey, it's here, like expect them to know. Once you drop it, ping it so they know where to go to. So now that I have it, one thing to keep in mind about the death totem is you're on a timer. So if you guys look at this section down here, you're gonna see that red marker here. That's here and it's starting. That's pretty much your timer. Keep your eye on that as much as you can. Obviously, you can't focus on two things at the same time, but look at it very quickly as you can. That way you have an idea of like, okay, I have probably 45% left, 30% left. I need to get knocked or take cover. Because if you're out using a death totem and you don't deal any damage, then you guys will pretty much stay where you guys are at. Whereas let's say there's an enemy right here. Let's say there's a guy right here. You know, he's a little stick figure. He's shooting at me right now. And I pretty much deplete all my energy health that's here. Then I get knocked, I go back to the totem. So just know, be very wary of how you're using it, because if you're out and about thinking you're invincible, think again. If you didn't deal any damage, you're going to be out in the woods pretty open, so anyone could take you out. Just make sure you know how you're using this death totem. So let me clear this out. All right, so let's get back to it. So again, we're trying to reach these opponents. Using the death totem is a great way to deal damage and be aggressive as how you like, because it's not the real you. It's basically a ghost of yourself in a way, but you're gonna come back and still be alive to go back in there again and fight them. Also, the other thing too, when you guys are using the death totem, you guys see this marker here. So when you're using the death totem, you're gonna see like a ring on the floor. It's like a radius. If I pass this radius and I go to the other side, I go back to my real self. If I stay within this line, if I stay in here, like, you know, if I stay behind this line, I'm pretty much safe as long as my death protection is still active. But remember, if I get dealt no damage, then I will stay here. Whereas if this enemy shoots me, depletes all my health, then I go back to my original state where I was, where I dropped off my death totem. So just keep that in mind when you guys are playing. So let me clear that up. Get back to it. Okay, so we see the team there. We're dealing damage. I'm staying within the ring, trying to fight them. I want to be a little aggressive. Looking at my time, and bam, you saw there. You guys saw how, you know, I'm within the ring, right? My timer is going less and less. I haven't been dealt any damage. But as you guys can see, I stay back to where I'm at. I am now where I was at with the death totem. I didn't go back to the original state because obviously no damage dealt. So now I'm like where I'm originally at, if that makes any sense. Hopefully I didn't confuse you guys, but you guys get the point. I was just trying to push, but I didn't want to go past that ring. You know, I wanted to stay protected. Now we have Gibby throwing their bombardment. Again, I hear a bloodhound at the bottom. Be very careful. Here we go. Here goes the bloodhound. Take his butt out. Try to go one-on-one. Here goes a Gibby. Gibby, heads up. So remember what I told you guys. If you guys use the tactical on Gibby, he will no longer have that shield. So see what I do right now. Obviously I have 1 second left. Bam, I got my tactical back up. Let me pop that sucker out. Now remember, I can hold this and have my gun at the same time. So you can shoot and throw that sucker at the same time. So just keep in mind, I'm timing it as Gibby's gonna come out, because these guys, I made a video on this. Every Gibby comes out from the front like an idiot. You should go from the back, try to go from the side, angle it, try to like flank me in some way. You're so obvious. So now I know how to time it. Bam. Gibby got hit. The guy down there gets hit. And you can see Gibby is actually dealt damage from the video. So you guys will see. Sorry for that. This is technical difficulties, but you'll see right now what I mean right now. Give me 1 second. Right there, you're gonna see Gibby have this like illuminating effect of fire. That means he got hit. So that means he cannot pop out that passive shield on me and my teammates, which is a win-win. So now it's like, let's take this sucker out. And he did. So now we're just trying to take the team out, take the squad out, clean it up. Let's go. Let's keep moving. Keep finding more loot. Ping what my teammates need. And let's move on to the next round and fight more enemies. So again, be very, very, very kind of precise on how you launch those silencers, because sometimes they launch very far. Sometimes you might miss, like you guys saw at the beginning of the video when I try to hit the Bloodhound. But over time, you'll get pretty good with practice, and you can launch those suckers pretty far too. But right there was a good example of how Gibby was being very, very aggressive with his shield. But us throwing that tactical, your passive shield no longer exists, buddy. So now we're trying to move, find better positioning, try to go in another room as the circle continues to close. Alright, so let me keep moving this video even more. And let's get to some action and not bore you guys. Again, you're just trying to move around to find more loot. Again, try to get to the good interesting parts. Here we see a squad in the back trying to flank us. We need to start moving our butts before we get eaten by the circle or even get pushed by another team. But we're being very smart. I think that the shooting was coming from the front. Sorry, not from the back, but there is a team coming from the back as well that I do notice. But let's keep moving. Let's keep moving forward. I'm fast forwarding it. See Octane having a little fun there. Here's where I see some enemies go into the room. Another one back there too. So we got to be very careful. Looks like two teams going back there against each other. So let's increase. So one of the things I did here, sorry, I had to go back, is now use my death totem and be aggressive. So here I don't care if they knock me down. I want to deal some damage or even try to knock them down. Again, stay within that ring. You guys will see. Let me show you guys. Again, remember, there's a radius of how far you guys can go back. If you guys see it, there goes the highlight right there, right here, right here. So basically, don't pass this border and you'll be fine. If that makes any sense for you guys. So let's keep going. I'm just trying to find them. I'm trying to like take them out. Here, what I could have done, I go through the regular way. What I could have done here is, since I saw someone go in here, I could have gone up and then caught them by surprise and bam, knocked them. But I didn't. I think I go through this door here. Let's clear this out. Get back. Yeah, so I'm going inside. I think the team went through the outdoor. And I go up here and try to find them, but I don't. So yeah, let me keep going. Let's keep finding more action. Let's keep fast forwarding it. My teammates found some enemies. Let me see if I find them here. Nope, I'm gonna keep moving. Keep moving. You know, we're still protecting our space. One thing to always keep in mind is, and I know this is a easy info like piece, but always look at the clock, look at the rings. You obviously know we're not that far from the next ring, so we're fine. We don't need to push too soon, because if we push too soon, we're pretty much out and about, out in the woods, easy to get killed. So we're waiting at the right time to push, because we don't know where other teams could be. There could be one here, there could be one here, there could be another squad here, another squad here. So just make sure you guys know what you guys are doing before you guys keep pushing closer to the end game. All right, so let me clear that out. All right, so let's keep going. Let me keep going. Let me fast forward the sucker. Again, keep going. We're just trying to move. Nothing too special here that I missed. We're moving. Now we're getting to some action. So, obviously the ring is closing. One of the things I was trying to do, obviously if you're on the ground floor, it's a no-no. You always want to have the upper advantage. I was trying to get up top to have pretty much the height advantage. But obviously in this gameplay, it actually works to our benefit to go at the bottom side. But most of the time you want to get that high advantage, and I can't anymore because the ring is already closing. So That's a no-go for us. But let me go back to the video. All right, so we're moving. We have good positioning. It didn't feel like that initially, but once I started playing it out, I'm like, okay. So what I do know from this is, see what I mean, like right here. Get that height advantage. Pause. There's a squad up here. There's another squad up here. And I think there's a squad back here behind this little small mountain. So we're trying to obviously take out the easy team. I think we go for these guys first. But let's show it and let's see what we can do here. So my teammates there trying to do some damage. They obviously are smart, the one up there on the mountains, because they have height. Death totem again. Be aggressive. Ping it so your teammates know. Sometimes they want to be Rambo, but it helps to use a death totem. So you're seeing like a bunch of squads. I saw some shooting up here and then right now up that mountain. There we go. You guys see there's an enemy here. I know there's an enemy squad over here as well in that building. Then obviously, sorry, up there. Okay, so let me clear that out. Here we go. We're doing damage. I missed it again on shooting him. But you're seeing again, took him out. Here goes another character. Bangalore. Keep moving, keep strafing, keep moving. Don't be an easy target. Again, I have the death totem. So you saw here. This is a good example. Since the whole health did not go low, I am taking damage. Since I didn't go to 0, I still stay where I'm at. So just know death totem, you need to go to 0 to go back to where you were. So this tactical way could be like, you know what, if I don't want to be here, let them kill me real quick, which takes me back. Otherwise, if they don't deal a lot of damage, I'm out and about in this open space. So you're seeing like I didn't even go to even 0, and now I'm back to my real self. Here goes a caustic. This guy was dealing damage, but I'm lucky I had my alternator. Have to knock him down. I like throwing the tactical on him because it deals damage. It's always helpful to throw whatever you can. We obviously see he has a gold. Trying to shield up, medkit up. He's obviously trying to get up, but he can't. Knocked him out. Got 6 kills. Well, not 6 kills, but I have a total of 6 kills now. Start shielding up real quick. Move fast. Get everything you guys need to because you're out in the open. So now what I know is that there's a team at that building that I told you guys initially, and at this building that's right next to us, the one right here. So we have to be very careful on how we approach the situation. Again, get everything you guys need. Get everything you need. Keep moving, keep moving. Here, there's a team down here. Again, take them out. The other guys in there. Throw the alternator. Not the alternator. Throw the tactical. Deal damage. There we go. We got 2 kills. Now we have a total of 8. So I'm on a killing spree. Now things get intense. Now this is where... So as I was saying, better planning would have been more effective. But you're going to see in this gameplay, this part of the end game, the ring is closing next to that building. And there's 2 squads pretty much hunkered down. So we have to come in while there's a squad here and a squad here. And you guys will see that right now. 1 second. Push play. Obviously trying to get everything we need before we go out and about. So what I'm doing here is trying to make sure I have everything ready to go. I use the ultimate accelerator to get my ultimate back up. And you guys can see, ping it again, use it, and let's go. Let's see what we can do. I do see a team up there. I throw one in there, missed it, but I do see a bloodhound. This is where I could have done something different. I could have thrown the tactical and flipped to my alternator, but I let him go. You know, I could have done some things differently. I actually did switch to my alternator, but I could have done things differently to take him out, which caused us a game, as you guys will see right now. So the ring is going to close pretty soon. So now that the ring is closing, we're going in. I'm trying to deal damage. I throw my tactical, gets slapped. My Bloodhound teammate gets taken down as well. I go back up, get dealt damage, get knocked, and I eventually lose. So, you know, you guys saw, you know, the whole point of this video is for you guys to see how to play Revenant. I try to speed it up, get to the best parts, keep it very interactive, and try to draw as much as possible. This is my first video doing it this way. But what I wanted to kind of cover in the video is just Revenant and his gameplay, and the tips and tricks are going to help you guys better perform with this character. He's very useful. He's very aggressive. As you guys can see, I had 1700. That's pretty good. My average, I would say, most of the time with Legends is about 15 to 17, plus or minus. So it's really cool to have that amount. You know, I would love to get that 2-3K level, but I'm pretty good in terms of averaging the damage and the kills. And Revenant, if you don't know how to use them, I say start with Wraith, Pathy, because they're very quick and fast, and then jump to him and give him a couple of games. You know, I wouldn't say 5, 10. I would say maybe get 20 games under your belt so you can get used to his playing style. And if you lose, get back into the game. Try it again. Try it again. But over time, you guys are going to get better. And one of the things I would say is that with his new buffs, he's a lot more enjoyable. He's much more useful. And I feel like ratio-wise, he's not much more of a liability, but he's more of an asset. So that's a win-win for any character that you use in Apex. You want to make sure they're an asset to the team and not a liability, especially if you know how to use that character. But again, I will leave it here, guys. I'll create again more videos, as you guys already know. But if you guys did enjoy this video, let me know at the bottom in the comment section. And if you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, support this community, this channel, and I'll see you guys until the next one. Rinse, repeat, game. Let's get it. Later, guys.